Alright, here's another video. This is really explaining how this sandblaster functions. It's a better video since it's fully completed. Here we go. So, this is 8 feet long, or 8 feet wide I guess, and 4 feet deep, 4 feet high. In total it's about 7.5 feet I think, from the floor down. That hopper there is made with 1/8 puckboard. I call it puckboard. It's just plastic sheeting, and it's 1/8 of an inch thick. On the bottom, I have a valve. That is a 3-inch gate valve. That's just how I empty my sand, and you know. The hopper can hold about 600 pounds of sand, pretty much right full. I have 2 glass windows in it. I have 2 pairs of gloves, and I have 2 500-watt halogen lights. Now, you can see the fan. I have a blower fan on the lid. And that blows air into the cabinet, and anytime you have any dust in here, that fan blows it keeps this cabinet pressurized. It adjusts to the pressure, and so whenever the cabinet's not sealed, it really blows air out, and when it is sealed, it lowers the pressure down so it doesn't blow the cabinet apart. So it adjusts. And over in the corner there you can see a 3-inch outlet, and that 3-inch outlet, I haven't completed this part of it yet, but I have it temporary hooked up, and it goes to a hose and it goes outside. Now, another good feature of my cabinet is it's completely sealed, so you don't get any dust on you or in you, so you don't have any health conditions really to worry about when you use this cabinet. And as you can see, I can fit pretty much any part I want off of a car in here. I have 2 bumpers, for example, in here right now. The front and rear bumper off my car. I put my rear axle in here even. And this cabinet's, I made it so that you can put probably 1,000 pounds in here and it won't wreck this tray. I have a 1.5-inch flat iron welded on edge all the way down in 2 spots on this cabinet. One right here and one right here. And then on the outside edges, I'll show you. I have this 1/4 inch thick. I don't know, it's about 1 1/4 inch flat iron, and I have it welded on edge underneath my angle iron. So I have my angle iron like this, and on the bottom edge, underneath my thumb, I have flat iron welded on edge. This really strengthens my cabinet, and it gave me holes so I can bolt my hopper to. I have weather stripping off of a car along this edge for my 4x4 door, the end door. So I can come up with a forklift, and I can put whatever I want in here and sandblast, and then open the door and take it out with the forklift. But if I have a really, really long part, I want to get it in here, the lid opens up. It opens up to the back. It has a chain lock, so it'll sit there and lock. And I can flip this cabinet around because I have wheels. I can roll this cabinet wherever I want in the shop, plug it in and use it. I have airlines everywhere, so I can roll it around wherever I want. I could roll it outside. I could use the front end loader, undo my 2 latches, flip the lid open, and put something really long and heavy in there if I wanted. So this cabinet is, well, it's been a great investment for me, and it's helped me out a lot. I have no complaints about it other than the siphon feed gun. It gives me a little bit of grief, but it's probably because you guys can't really see it too well, but I have a hose going down to the bottom through a hole in the grate, and it goes all the way down to the bottom there and sucks from the very middle. The only problem with this cabinet is if you don't have enough sand in it, it won't flow. It's not a steep enough hopper on here. So if I were to build one again, which someday I might, I would redesign the hopper, and I'd either make it steeper or I'd make two separate hoppers with two guns in here, so that whenever you run out of sand in the other one, you just push your part over to the other side and use the other gun. Other than that, really, I mean, compared to doing this outside with goggles and a respirator, this beats it. This beats sandblasting in a small cabinet a lot better. I position the lights from each corner so that when you're sandblasting on a surface, you don't have any shadows. So you can see if, for example, like this, you don't have a shadow there. If you go over here, you still don't have a shadow. And they're in the high corners, so your gloves don't create a shadow, the gun doesn't create a shadow, so you can see where you've missed all the time. And it works great. And if you're doing it inside, you don't have to worry about humidity so much, because I can't sandblast today outside in the snow. Your part would just collect moisture and rust when you brought it in. Doesn't work very well when you do it like that, and plus you got to freeze your hands off. What's the point of doing it outside? Gets all in your hair, and it's disgusting. So that is how my sandblaster functions. This gun, it's just a siphon feed. So you have the air coming in on this hose, goes to a trigger, which is just a valve, and it goes up to here. And when it flows past this hole, it creates a vacuum, and the vacuum draws sand up through this line and sucks it in and blows it out. And actually, you can have these fairly long. I have one that's 15 feet long, and I use outside, or I used to use outside, and it works great. So it blows it out through this tip. This tip is, I don't know what the tip's made out of, chromatic something. But the tips wear out eventually, because it's sand. It's better than having a metal tip. That's just the cover. And there you go. You can see it's starting to get a little thin, but sometimes when they're thinner, they work a little better because they don't plug up. So if you have big rocks going through there, it'll plug that hole. And then you gotta take it all apart like this. You can do it standing outside. You don't have to open the door. And then, it's hard to see in there, but yeah. And all that does is just creates a vacuum and sucks the sand up. And then, you don't have, it's not like a pot sandblaster where it pressurizes the pot up and then blows it out. And then you have to refill the pot after a while. This is continuous. Although I got to do a little bit of modifications because my sand gets held up when it's too low. So I either got to add more sand all the time to keep it high, and it lasts a lot longer when you do that, but yeah. It's hard to do this with one hand, I tell you. Oh man, that didn't work either. There. To the top. Door sealed. These are weld-on hinges that I bought and welded on. Missing the grease nipple over there. I forgot to put it back in, I guess. Same as the top one, but they're greasable, so they don't wear out if you open them lots. Yeah, this has been great. And I fit a whole sheet of 8x4 particle board in here. I didn't have to cut the board or anything. And for this, I only had to cut it once to get it to fit into the door. It was really, I mean, I kept it easy like that, and I made it big. So, that's my video. Now I gotta get back to painting my starter. Alright. Hope you guys found that somewhat interesting and maybe helpful. If you have any questions, just comment on the video below. I'll reply. Alright.